And a good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Issues and Attitudes. My name is Jeff Owens, Interim Director at WEIU. My co-host is Annalisa Haynes.
Hi, everyone.
And making her second appearance since she's taken the job as the Charleston Chamber of Commerce Director, Jessica Meadows.
Well, hello.
And thank you. You brought me a nice gift on my birthday, so thank you very much,
happy
Jessica.
birthday.
We should have one now.
There you go. Yeah, one after the show, all right?
Okay.
There you go. Well, thanks for coming in. I know you had a heck of a weekend because it was the Charleston Chamber of Commerce's annual dinner. So just give us a recap of this weekend.
Yes, it was so much fun. So it is the 100th year anniversary of the Charleston Chamber, and I think we started talking about it last year. So funny enough, in 2019, the Chamber was founded as the Merchants Association, and then in 2020, they changed it officially to the Chamber. So I'm riding the high of 100 years through the end of this year. And then we honored our Citizen of the Year, who's actually a retired EIU professor.
Speech communication professor.
My old professor. I was really excited. That's Dr. Doug Bach. That was just so great to get to honor him. And then we honored our Small Business of the Year, which was Home Again Consignment Shop. And they're just such wonderful, deserving people. They do so much for our community.
He's a good dude. Yep.
Yeah, and Julie and Faith, they're just a phenomenal team. And then we honored our Diplomat of the Year, which is a surprise up until the night of, and that was Kelsey Jacobson. So
Sheriff's Department, right?
No, CCAR, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does she used to be the Sheriff's Department?
I think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
Yeah. I just really know her as one of my right-hand diplomats.
Yeah. That's cool. So all three really good people here in Charleston. So.
Yes.
And I was glad to see Doug Bach get Citizen of the Year because he's been, here in Charleston a long time. He's one of my professors way back when, too.
Really?
So, and he did a lot for WEIU back in the day. So
Yeah.
he did some sportscasting and stuff for us.
And his speech, I thought, was so powerful and so wonderful. I don't know if you read the recap in the newspaper this morning, but one of the big things is when I was interviewing him to do his press release, I told him, I'm not trying to be flippant, but why? Why do you do so much? And he had made that kind of the theme of his acceptance speech as to the why of what he did, and it was just really powerful and really great.
That's cool. And then, Steve and then Kelsey. So when you do the awards, there's so much preparation. And then do you wake up the next day and go, and thank God it's over? Or do you kind of look back and say, it was and kind of bask in the glory of another successful event?
It was a little bit of both. It's kind of riding the high of the event and going over the, oh, thank goodness this didn't go wrong or this didn't go wrong. And I actually wore 4-inch stilettos, so it was a lot of, oh, thank goodness I didn't fall off the stage. But yes, of course, it's a lot of work and a lot of prep, and I was so tired yesterday, but I have such an amazing group of people who help me. The board is always incredibly helpful with events like this, and then of course my team of diplomats, and my mom is not an official diplomat, but she and one of my diplomats, Pam, actually helped decorate the entire grand ballroom, so it took a lot off my plate.
There you go. Well, let's talk about what else is going on as we look towards 2020, what the Charleston Chamber of Commerce upcoming events, things that are happening as we kind of get this year going. We're almost all the way out through January.
Yeah, I know. It's going by so fast, but also kind of slow.
Well, it's 100 days of gray right now.
Yeah, I need it to be spring. It's so chilly outside right now that I can't even handle it. But so we've got so much going on, and I'm really excited. We're actually having a committee meeting in the next couple of weeks to completely reevaluate the Chamber's event. So what do we want to change? What do we want to potentially add on? There is an event, I'm not going to say it on air in case it doesn't happen, but there's an event we are looking to bring back to the Chamber. So I'm very excited for that.
Not a golf outing, right?
Not golf. I don't even like golf. I will never push for a golf outing. But we're also bringing back our lessons over lunch. So this is something that's pretty common in the chamber world, but where you dedicate an hour once a month to some lessons that we think the small business community will like. And so something that we're doing is kind of restructuring it instead of doing an every month obligation, doing it every other month or every 2 months, really just making sure that instead of being a monthly obligation, it's really just topics that people will be interested in.
Timely and topical, makes sense. Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll be getting that up on our website, which I'm so excited to announce. We have a new website.
I checked it out today. When I clicked on it, I'm like, oh, it looks new and fresh. So,
and it's so much more user friendly. And I worked with our team at Chamber Nation to design it to be more member focused. So if my members are listening, please submit me your events to put on the calendar. Submit me anything that you have going on in your world, because now we'll be able to focus on that on the website. Then of course we'll have our Chamber Trivia Night. We don't have a date on the books yet, but I'll be announcing that soon. And then our other standard events, our Sip and Shop event. We're going to bring back Scare on the Square, which we did last year, and a lot of good things happening.
So what's the I guess what's the goal of revamping some of these events and revamping the website, adding new things?
Yeah, I think the biggest goal for me is becoming more member focused. I think sometimes when you get caught up in the day-to-day, it's easy to lose the big picture, which is the chamber is here for our members. We're here for our community. So that is probably the biggest driving factor.
What about new businesses? Have you heard any rumors of anything going or opening up recently?
Yeah, we have had several new members join. And in fact, in January, we already had 3 new members. And then we've got some great new businesses in town that I'm hoping will join. One of my personal favorites, I was just telling Jeff, I live right off the square. And Friends has reopened, Friends and Company, and they have a brick oven pizza maker now.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, I went there.
What's Friends and Company?
It used to be like a rock and roll bar, for lack of a better, when
Yeah.
my day was a long time ago. So
Yeah, I had no idea.
It was a bar, restaurant kind of area.
Yeah, it was a bar, and they closed down for a while, and then they had opened up a couple years ago under a new name, and then decided ultimately that wasn't for them, and they closed for about a year, and now they're back up and running.
Is it going to be Friends Company again? Or?
I think so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I did not hear that news. Cool.
Yes, so I'm really excited.
Are there anything else that you know of? I mean, I know that you talked about the Wildcatters has opened up on 18th. They seem to be doing well.
Wildcatters is doing really well. They're members. They're big chamber supporters. They're so active and so wonderful. So, yeah.
Now, obviously, what's happened since one of the biggest events that's happened in the last few weeks is more of a Mattoon base, but it touches bases all of Coles County. As LSC Communications announced they were shutting down, and I believe July 1st into the beginning of the year. So that was obviously devastating news for the county. I know as a Charleston chamber, it's not really your thing, but I thought maybe you'd want to comment on it at least.
Yeah, you're right. It was devastating, and it's going to be hard to lose them. But I understand their strategic decision, and I am happy to say that Coles Together, the Mattoon Chamber, the Charleston Chamber, we're all kind of working together to put on a career fair for LSC employees. And we have had so many of our local businesses who have said, I want to participate. What can I do to help? I have a board member, Jeff Baker, who is in HR and has offered to help be there to help revamp resumes, answer any questions. Another one of my board members, Paul Tomczak of Clarence Miller Insurance, has said he's gotten quite a few phone calls about, what do I do about insurance now? He'll be on hand. So it's not just about finding another job, but what do I do now? And so we'll be offering a lot of guidance and some counseling, and I'm really excited that we were able to put this together.
We had last week we had Brandon Combs and Scott Smith on from the city,
I heard.
and they were talking a little bit about the census being so important. Your thoughts on the upcoming April census and what it means to Charleston?
Yes, so I am on the Census Complete Count Committee, so I'm obviously a census nerd right now, and it's so funny that it is fascinating how important the census is. So it is coming up on April 1st. Not an April Fool's joke. Everybody needs to take the census. Something that's really exciting is this year you can take it online for the first time. And since I am on an EIU station, I do want to remind any EIU students who are listening or sitting right beside me that you do count yourself in Charleston. It's actually where you reside as of April 1st. And the Complete Count Committee is putting on a census forum Thursday, January 3rd from 6 to 7 p.m. And if you can't make that, Wednesday, February 5th from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. at the Charleston Library in the Rotary Room. And what we'll be doing is we'll have members from the Complete Count Committee there on hand to answer any questions, since there are some changes in the census form, how the census, that you can take it online now, kind of what are the steps to be counted. And also, you only do it once every 10 years, and people have slept since then. So just answering any questions that you may have.
That's funny. The other thing that's happened is a minimum wage increase has affected some businesses. Your thoughts on that here in Charleston?
I know that this is such a difficult topic, really, and I really do kind of ride right down the middle, especially taking into account that it will possibly be rough on our smaller mom and pop shops. But I'm hopeful that we can have some speakers come in and do a forum. I haven't really talked to Ed about this, so I hate to throw this out. Sorry if you're listening, Ed.
He's coming up here soon.
Is he? that I'm thinking that maybe that can even be one of the topics of our March community update breakfast, kind of talking about the changes in laws that Illinois has passed, and just give some people some answers, maybe some guidance, maybe some reassurance.
When a new business comes to Charleston, do you let them kind of get situated before you introduce yourself? What's your game plan?
I do. It's hard for me, those of you who know me, it's hard for me not to immediately pounce and be like, hi, I'm Jess, be my friend, join the chamber. That sounded annoying, even coming out of my own mouth. So I do try to give them a little bit of time, and then I like to introduce myself. Again, my team of diplomats is phenomenal about going into businesses, introducing themselves, saying what business that they're with, and then saying, hey, I'm a representative of the Charleston Chamber. I think that you should, give joining a chance. And then also my board members are really good about doing that. So it's kind of a team effort.
Anything on your mind over there, Alicia?
I remember the last time that we talked, that we had you in the studio, we talked about making it easier, making somewhat of a presence on Eastern's campus with the students, so that way students know that there's businesses past Lincoln.
Yeah.
Is there any talk on like promoting that more, or getting more people on campus?
Absolutely. So I don't know if you two know John Marr and Bobby Kingery at Eastern. They work with students.
I know Bobby.
Yeah, they're phenomenal people. I am so excited they've joined the diplomats, and so they really help to carry information back to the students. But I'm working with them to bring on EIU diplomats. So having Eastern students join the Chamber of Diplomats so that they can come back and come to campus and tell everybody what the Chamber's doing, but also kind of, hey, this is really cool. Did you know this new business just opened up in Charleston? Let's go check it out. Or, hey, did you know that there's some businesses outside of Lincoln?
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about Friends and Company. I've never heard of it. So do they make pizza there?
They do, and they make pasta there. Thursday nights.
There you go.
We're
Yeah, I
going on
know.
Thursday.
Do they have specials? I mean, Mom doesn't have money.
They do. You know what? Most of our members have really phenomenal social media presences. So anytime you're curious about something, absolutely follow a business on social media. But also, if you follow the Charleston Chamber on social media, when members ask us to, we'll promote their specials as well. So yeah.
What about in when you think about 2020 and some of your goals? Is the board full? I know you said you're looking for diplomats. Is the board is a full board going into the year?
We have a full board. So we do a 3 to 5 year cycle on the board, and 2 of my board members just cycled off, Candy Vaughn and Aaron Walters, and I will miss them dearly. But then we've added new board members. So now we have a full board, and our 2 newest board members are Mary White of First Mid and then Jennifer Swinson of Century 21 Kima Properties. And those ladies are wonderful already. They had their first meeting in January, and Jennifer the other day was like, oh, I've been talking to this business, and they're just wonderful. So we have a full board, yeah.
How can businesses who maybe have been members forever or brand new get more involved in some of your activities? I know some people are just members and they don't do a lot, but how can they, if they're thinking about, hey, 2020, I need to get more involved?
Yeah, absolutely. I would highly encourage you, 1, to make sure that you're following us on social media, 2, check out our new website, and 3, and the biggest, most important one is please do not forget that I am a resource for you. If you want to get more involved, I think the best way is to make sure that you're reading your chamber newsletter and submitting things to me. If you have something exciting going on in your business, if there's an employee celebrating a big anniversary, if you're running a special, or really if you just feel like, hey, I need a little extra nudge in marketing, let me know. I will work to get it in our newsletter, on our website, on social media, and then also just attend our events. We've got a lot of really great events coming up. Attend as a participant. If you're a biker, come out and bike on our tour to Charleston, or volunteer. It's a great way to meet some of your other fellow business members. And then our business after hours are a phenomenal way to get more involved.
When's the next one of those?
February 13th at Lester Buildings. I'm really excited. So with business after hours, we can also do something called a spotlight tour. So if you have kind of a bigger business, and I mean physically bigger, where there's room to give a tour, then you can do a spotlight tour, and that's what we're doing with Lester Buildings.
For someone who's out there who's not a member, could you go maybe what you would think the top 2 or 3 benefits of joining any Chamber of Commerce would be?
Absolutely. So I think the top benefit of the Charleston Chamber is you have me as your voice. But really the reason why you want to become a member is because it is truly just a great way to market yourself and market your business and get that little extra nudge and be a little bit more well known throughout the community. it puts up a lot of credibility for your business to say, oh, I'm a chamber member. And as the chamber, anytime somebody calls, and we get a lot of calls from people who go, oh, I need a plumber, or oh, I need some insurance, or, who do I call? We recommend our chamber members. Your directory listing is online. It will be in our physical directory. So it really just is another way to get your business name out there and meet other business people in the community.
Yep.
I know you mentioned the Tour de Charleston, which is a huge event. It's going on its fourth year. So, do you guys plan on doing anything as huge as the Tour de Charleston? Because that brings a lot of people.
It brings so many. I would like to say that all of our events could bring that, but the Tour de Charleston is special because when it's an outdoor activity, so you can automatically, there's no max capacity for that. I am hoping the one event that I can't quite say yet, just in case it doesn't happen. I'm hoping that will kind of make a splash in the community because it will be new, it will be different. The chamber used to do this event several years ago.
How long ago?
I'm not going to give that big of a hint, but and it was
within
something
10 years or out?
Within 10 years. Don't think too hard, but I think it will be such a fun event that will get people excited and draw a big crowd. And really, our annual dinner is a big event. People like to come out and get dressed up and mingle and see people being honored. So, yeah.
There you go. What do people ask you the most when they see you on the street? We're talking to Jessica Meadows, formerly Jessica Killo of the Charleston Chamber of Commerce. So.
Oh, yeah, they asked me if I've changed my name yet. I'm just kidding. I really think one of the biggest questions that a chamber director tends to get is really, especially in Illinois, we've had all these changes effective January 1, and that seems to be what a lot of people want to talk about. They want to talk about the minimum wage increase. They, quite frankly, want to talk about the legalization of marijuana.
I was going to get to that in a second,
Yeah, so it's just a lot of questions that people have, and sometimes I can give answers, and sometimes I just point them in a direction, because contrary to popular belief, I don't know everything.
I won't say anything. Speaking of the legalization of marijuana, cannabis, if a store that decided was going to open in Charleston, could they become a member of Chamber?
Absolutely.
No
Absolutely. Yeah. We invite anybody to be Chamber members, so absolutely.
Who do you look up to? Who are the mentors that have kind of gotten you where you are right now, you think?
Okay. I have so many. Honestly, I would have to say there are so many individuals on my board who I really look up to and I really respect. But without a doubt, Tina Held of Carl, she used to be the board president prior to when I got on. She has been so helpful and so great and just a wonderful woman to kind of steer us in the right direction. And she's always available to answer my questions, even when I text her super random questions at super random times. She's been really great. Everybody over at the city has been just incredible. Mayor Combs and I have had a couple meetings, and our very first meeting, he was so kind, and I didn't expect him to be any other way, but he just said, we'll get to chamber later. I want to know, how are you doing? Because he pointed out, I am fairly young to hold the position that I do, and he was fairly young when he got elected mayor, and he goes, I know it can be tough. What do you want to talk about? And he gave me a list of books to read because I'm a big reader when I don't know all the answers, and so I've been going through that. So, yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah, he really is incredibly kind and a great mayor.
So how do you manage all of it?
A lot of coffee.
Yeah, I feel that on a spiritual level.
Yes. A lot of coffee. I just got a brand new planner. I know that sounds really nerdy, but my planner is.
Well, it's 2020. You had to get it.
I had to. I had no choice. And then really, again, I just cannot overemphasize how helpful my board and my diplomats are. And I do have to give a shout out to my treasurer, Paul Tomczak. He came in and just helped me rework the books and really get a better handle on QuickBooks, which is something that I was lacking in. And the board is just so great and so helpful.
So I remember when you first became the board president, right?
Chamber president.
Chamber president.
Executive director.
You wanted to meet all of the members.
I did, yeah.
How far along are you?
I am actually pretty far along. So we have Chamber Week every week in September, and so I put together treat bags. We have over 200 members. I put together treat bags for all of our members, and then with the help of my diplomats, we hand-delivered all the treat bags to every single member.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I like to think so. I hope they enjoyed them. And then this year, when you re-up your membership, you get a board packet that just kind of outlines the year for you. And I'm hand delivering those this year. So
Excellent.
yeah, any excuse I have to go out and see a member and just, make sure that they remember my face, because I'm still new. So I think you can forget my face or my name. So I just want to constantly be reintroducing myself to members.
That's good. Do you think at some time have you looked back yet and said, I've accomplished this, what's my next goal, future goals, and what's my best accomplishment yet?
Yeah, I honestly am constantly reevaluating my goals and resetting goals. I am one of those people who have to be goal oriented. I need to have a goal. I need to have something to chase. And so even with the annual dinner, last year's annual dinner, I had only been on the job a little over 3 weeks.
Okay,
and
so it was,
it was kind of just trial by fire. This year, it was really nice to say, okay, this is an event that I'm planning from the ground up. And so just a few changes that I wanted to make, or making sure that I, stayed true to one certain aspect of the annual dinner. And so, yeah, I like to do that with all of my events. So I'm sure as the year progresses, I'll do that with each event.
Well, you have to add a little touch, a new touch. You have to update things. You can't keep functioning under the same traditions, you know. But then again, that's a different way of thinking.
Do you go into
Some
like
people
the
don't like
monthly
that.
meetings thinking the same way? How can I make sure the board's paying attention and they're excited about coming? Because I know getting up there early and being at those board meetings, you want to be motivated.
Oh my gosh, yeah, my board, they are, again, complete rock stars. Our board meetings start at 7:30 in the morning once a month, and they come without fail. And so, yeah, I do try to make sure that we talk about things that will be of interest to them. I like to provide them, the numbers on everything, but also getting their feedback. So lessons over lunch was something that I said, I have a list of topics that I think the small businesses will want to hear about, but what about you guys? You guys are the small business owners. What would you want to hear? What, quite frankly, are you sick about hearing? So, yeah, I do try to do that. And when all else fails, muffins and donuts.
When you look at chambers as a whole, not just the Charleston Chamber of Commerce, what's the biggest challenge out there right now?
Oh, gosh. I would just say keeping your members engaged, honestly, and making sure that you are constantly reminding them, this is why you have a membership, and this is how I'm helpful, and hey, don't forget about the chamber. While you're out there grinding away and doing your 9 to 5, make sure that you remember the chamber can help you with that.
If a business falls off for some reason and can't re-up, do you try to go talk to them and ask why?
Absolutely. I never want to lose a member, and sometimes it's something as simple as it just fell through the cracks, or they felt like they, maybe could have benefited from something different from the chamber. And that actually only happened once, and I said, what do you need? What would you like? And it was just a simple fix of, they kind of forgot that they could submit newsletter information, and I said, well, do that, and I'll get you in.
There you go. Advice for new business owners that are getting ready to open up shop in Charleston, or
join the chamber.
Besides that, I was going to say, but yeah.
Honestly, just, make sure that you're getting out and meeting people. The chamber's a great way to do that. But we're a small community. We're a close-knit community, and I don't think that should scare new businesses away. I think that should make them want to be here more. I know that our community really supports our business owners, so I think just making sure that you have a presence.
We've got a few minutes left here. We're talking with Jessica Meadows from the Charleston Chamber. Any other events that you want to talk about that are going to happen this year? Anything we left out before we close up shop today?
No, just make sure that you get on our website, check out our calendar. We'll have all of our major events posted. So the business after hours, the trivia night, our tour to Charleston, our sip and shop, the new event potentially.
Lutery?
What?
Is it Lutery?
And then also our members have events that they can post. So just make sure that you're really looking at our calendar.
We have 4 minutes left, so we won't ask you any more about whatever event's coming back. Let's ask some unrelated, world-famous 8 questions. And Lisa, I want you to take part 2 if you can, please. All right? Did you make a New Year's resolution, and if you're willing to share it?
I did make a New Year's resolution. It was to convince my husband to get a puppy, and you guys know what? We got one yesterday.
What kind?
A blue heeler. He's 6 weeks old.
Aww.
I love him.
No, I just kind of gave up on all that.
You gave up on resolution?
Yeah. They never work.
You
I
go
never
what?
go through it.
Unless you want a puppy.
That's true.
you go.
But I have 2
Would you-
cats.
oh, yeah.
They hate me.
Did you say the name?
His name's D'Artagnan, like the three
D'Artagnan?
D'Artagnan, like the 3 Musketeers, and we can call him Dart because he's a blue heeler, so he'll be darting around.
Yep.
That's
and they're
cute.
great,
I
by
like
the way,
that.
right?
Yeah,
Blue heelers are great. Did you know
yeah.
that?
Yeah, well, they're beautiful dogs.
Yeah,
They are.
Yeah.
And I have 3 cats. and they actually like him because they're bigger than him. So they're like, oh, hello.
Who's the most famous person you've ever met? Anybody famous out there?
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton.
I told him, you're really tall. He did not know that, I guess.
I don't think so.
You never met anybody famous?
I don't think so.
In case my mom's listening, I retract that. I'm so dumb. I met Rod Stewart on my 21st birthday. I
Yeah,
think
he's probably a little bit more famous.
Yeah.
yeah.
It depends if you're looking at the now or overall career.
I was so excited. I forgot about that.
That's cool.
I don't know how. Sorry, Mom.
Have you seen any new movies lately? Have you had time to go to the movie theater?
No.
No, but I want to see 1917.
I do
So,
too.
Yeah.
And I also want to see Call of the Wild. Have you
Oh,
seen it?
no, I haven't seen that either.
With Harrison Ford. And
Yeah.
the animal,
Yeah, with the dog.
Yeah. No.
I'm not emotionally strong enough for those movies. It has to be
yeah.
like sunshine and rainbows and unicorns.
10 years from now, what will we be talking about here in Charleston, Illinois?
How great the chamber is.
I do.
Me being the mayor.
We just hope by then you've graduated. At
Yeah,
least, Let's be
right.
honest about it, right?
That's true. That's valid.
All right, now this is appropriate. Or apropos, is that the Super Bowl winner will be the Niners or the Chiefs? Who do you think?
Niners.
Because of Jimmy? Right?
Jimmy, yeah.
I could care less, but I guess if I want to support Eastern, the Niners.
I think you have to root for the Niners.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Unless you're Ramin, who works for us. He's a big Chiefs fan, but he's the only one we're giving that.
Yeah, I had no idea who those teams were before this.
I honestly only know because of Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says. There's another Eastern person there too, but we won't worry about that.
Wasn't it the coach?
Yeah. First color and the first color of your first car was
Silver.
Silver. What kind of car?
Alero.
Green, Acura.
Mine was a yellow Mustang, and it was horrible.
What? That
It was like
great.
$400. No, it was one of those Mustang 2s. It was real little. You got to get oil in it every time you got gas, but yeah. Have you ever had an exotic pet? You just got a new pet. I did not know that, but have you ever had an exotic pet? Snake, turtle?
Oh, yeah, a turtle. We rescued a turtle out of my parents' pond. I thought it was strangled by algae. It turns out it was eating the algae, but, you know.
No, I think we just had like a fish named Odd.
A fish named Odd.
Yeah,
Exotic?
It was my younger brother's fish. We're like, "What'd you name him, Keith?" And he's like, "Odd." And we're like, "Okay."
Why? What's that? Have you seen the movie? Oh, you probably haven't seen the movie Bird Box.
No.
The name of her
no.
boy and girl are boy and girl.
Yeah.
Really?
Till the
Yeah.
end. Yeah, it's really,
That's
it's really
odd. It's
just weird.
strange movie. Got good reviews, but it was very strange. Best advice you've ever gotten from someone?
I feel like I've gotten a lot of advice. Oh, gosh. I can't rapid fire this one.
There you
I'm
go.
sorry.
Any great advice you've gotten, Annalisa?
I've gotten a lot of really great advice. The only person that cares the most about you is you, so put yourself first.
Very deep. Good
That's
answer.
Really good.
All right, 25 seconds left. How does somebody get a hold of you if they want to talk to you about the chamber?
Yes,
Jessica?
they can email me at president@charlestonchamber.com or call me at 217-345-7041.
Well, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks
Just
for
2
having
days after
me.
your big dinner. We appreciate it very much.
Yes, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. We'll have you back for the year's out. And Alicia, have a great day.
Thank you.
We are WEIU.